Bad day for Gavin Newsom. He just cannot get it right recently. Well, probably ever. Y'all like the video right here. Follow for more updates. Check this one out.
These are the juveniles found in the facility, almost all unaccompanied, one as young as 14.
Oh,
California,
hell.
are you ready to partner with us to stop child exploitation? That's one point. Alicia Finley takes it a step further in the Wall Street Journal. Governor Newsom's politically dubious defense of pot growers is not as popular in middle America as in California. Is this any way to seek higher office? You live there, you're looking for that office. What do we need to understand about this raid from last week?
So first of all, on the legal point, Bill, these people in charge in California now, Gavin Newsom, Karen Bass in Los Angeles, they are failing to enforce the law, not just federal law. The point that people forget is that even California law, even the sanctuary state law that they hide behind, has a section in it which I've read and I would enforce, which says that when you're dealing with criminals who in the last 15 years have been convicted of a crime, a long list of crimes, not just violent crimes, all the ones we've seen with these guys from the pot farm, but even things like possession, illegal firearms, long list of crimes. You have discretion to work with ICE in order to get them out of the country. And so all of this could be avoided if we had people in charge who would just enforce the law, their own law, never mind federal law. On top of that, where's the morality for these people? Never mind the pot.
There is none.
You have child labor going on there. So now you have Gavin Newsom so twisted by his hatred of Trump and his desire to pander to his base that he's defending child trafficking, some of these people child. I mean, what is wrong with these people?
Kennedy, how do you see it as a Californian and somebody who pays attention to these issues?
As a Californian, I mean, I do think that there's clearly an area here where you have state officials and federal officials who are trying to do each other's jobs. And instead of doing that, because Gavin Newsom was really upset when President Trump brought in the National Guard, but at the same time, you have federal immigration policy that the state is trying to dictate. So they're all overstepping these boundaries. And instead of doing that and entrenching themselves, find the areas that Steve is talking about and the most violent people and get them out of these communities. Like there shouldn't be anything wrong with it. We shouldn't push it till it gets to this point and it absolutely explodes all over the state. And in terms of like the pot businesses, the legal pot businesses, it's almost been impossible for them to operate because there's so many regulations and it's so expensive that it's actually much more profitable to run a black market operation.
Just do it illegally.
The raids are only going to get more often, I think, with the very beginning phase of this. Also in California over the weekend, J.D. Vance, the vice president, was with his family at Disneyland, and the governor hit him up on X. He said, "Hope you enjoy your family time, J.D. Vance. The families you're tearing apart certainly won't." He responded, "Had a great time. Thanks." That is some major league trolling.
But that's what he does now. Okay, so Gavin Newsom has basically given up trying to do his actual job. As a result, I mean, it's probably best that he doesn't, because when he's doing his job, it's a disaster. We're the worst run state in America. But this is what he does now, this trolling. In fact, a week ago today, Monday, it was the 6-month anniversary of the LA wildfires. I did an event in Los Angeles pointing out that nothing's been done. It's still a disaster. Kennedy and I have talked about this. What's Gavin Newsom doing? That same day, he puts out from his press office, they're bragging about, because he's trolling President Trump, his social media followers are going up. That's what Gavin Newsom now thinks of as success for him. Not running the state properly, but boosting his social media.
He's not the only Democrat who thinks that too. But there's also this, in LA, continuing to do these cash payments, including to illegal immigrants. Here's Karen Bass, the mayor of LA, on this.
Oh, Lord.
But we also are going to have a reinstitution of the Angelino card, something that Mayor Garcetti started during COVID, that will actually provide cash assistance to people. Because, you have people who don't want to leave their homes, who are not going to work, and they are in need of cash. It's a couple $100s. I don't know the exact amount, and this should be available in about a week.
And that's specifically for people who have been affected by ICE raids.
Well, at least they have homes. People in Altadena and Pacific Palisades and Malibu, they don't have homes. They don't have permits to build because Gavin Newsom and Karen Bass are letting insurance companies do whatever they want, which is not make any payments. So you can't get permits unless you have funding. Yes. And so these people have been.
Is that city money or state money that she's spending?
No, she's saying that it's philanthropy.
Yes.
But what that means is there's all these non-profits, which, just as we've seen before, that ends up being funneled funneled through. It's actually taxpayer money going to the non-profits. Then she said, oh, it's philanthropy. No, it's taxpayer money.
Yeah, it's philanthropy, but we're going to oversee it.
By the way, at a time when she has $1 billion deficit in Los Angeles, $1 billion deficit, and this is where it's about. And the final point, she says, oh, this is for people who are too frightened to go to work. Why are they frightened to go to work? Because of her fear-mongering. The whole thing is unbelievable.
Right?
Well, but is it just fear-mongering that they're afraid to go to work?
I mean, it's ineptitude. You know, you have bureaucracies that protect the wrong people. And, you know, if people are afraid to go to work, maybe the system is completely broken. But what she's doing, you know, this money laundering and graft, it's not.
Jen, just very quickly, it's because
the situation.
If they cooperated, as I said before, they wouldn't, the city and the state, they wouldn't need to go into the communities.
Right.
And it would all be dealt with in a much more reasonable way.